Welcome back to it, guys, and our morning show continues where we are talking Anime Carib. The 24th anniversary is being celebrated, and that in itself is a feat. But it explores so many themes, so much of us through animation, that we had to be joined by the founding director of Anime Carib's festival, Ms. Camille Salvon, to get a little bit more insight into how this year's celebrations are going. So good morning and welcome back to the Know.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
Very necessary. 24
24 years, yes.
Come
yes,
on.
yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We need to pass the baton on now, right? So,
and I imagine that's what we're going to do with the hashtags, rerouting our stories.
Definitely.
Because this one, with starting from the 26th of November to the 29th, it's only so much time we have to tell so many stories. How is it going so far?
It's going fabulous. I mean, we've been doing a lot of background work. So the 3-4 days you're seeing here is a year of planning, a year of making sure we build content. That is the main thing, right? Because a lot of people will see animation as being just entertainment. It's just cartoons, but it's a multi-billion-dollar business. It is, the last count was about $350 billion US industry. And then when you add gaming on top of that, that's another thing. So the whole idea is that we want people to see the power of that sector and the industry, and that will be able to also empower young people, employ young people. I remember reading somewhere where they said the creative sector employs mainly young people between 18 and 25.
A big part of the demographic is definitely the youth, as you would say.
Exactly.
So in terms of the theme this year, art, content, and the future, we definitely understand the significance of it. And it's easy to tap into with the generation already being attuned, but there are challenges.
Absolutely.
This is the 24th year, and there are definite learnings based on those challenges. What were some of those that reared their ugly head this year?
Okay, so when I first did this 24 years ago, we had 5 submissions, right? 5. Over the years, we've had hundreds of submissions. In fact, from last year, we were like, we could only show 100. No more, stop.
Cut off.
Thousands we would get submissions. So there is this need that I think filmmakers want to show this work outside of the traditional spaces. So like there's an exoticism, if you want to call it, about screening at Anime Carib festivals. We've done it with several big feature films that went on to win awards. And one of the things that we do is focus on the Caribbean premiere, because you don't hear that in the conversation. You hear the New York premiere, you hear the... So we have been, over the past 5 years, saying, well, the Caribbean premiere this year is Yamina coming out of Ghana, right? So we want to continue that.
I think then that the better word might even be the prestige of the festival itself.
Yes.
Because there is the recognition, which is definitely a triumph.
Yes.
At least 2 decades. Come on now.
Yes. And I mean, we have been on a particular magazine that focuses on animation festival.
Right.
At one point, we were in the top 10. So, and you're talking international, right? So we are doing something good.
Right, something. Maybe a little bit. Now, with those numbers, though, there's, as you say, only so many you can accommodate. So the selection process for this year's features, how has that been going?
That's been good, but we've been very tight this year. I have to just say it's been a challenging year for the creative sector especially, right? So funding and things like that has been really, really challenging. But we keep going whether we get whether we get the support we want or not. But what that did is we couldn't expand ourselves too much to take a lot. So we focused on local content this year and African content this year. So we have we're screening 6 local animations at IMAX on Friday. 3 screenings, 10 o'clock, 12:30, and 1:30. There's a special $20 price at the door at IMAX to get in, so we negotiated for IMAX to give us that. And that is all about supporting our students. You know, if you have students, you need to take them to see these films because animation, gaming, and digital media is the future of work. And people are doing degrees now that is obsolete. It's not even going to become obsolete. So we want to encourage the schools to come out on Friday at IMAX to see these local films. And we are also screening 2 African films, one called The Amina and one called The Matumbilas, at IMAX for the festival.
Of course, we had some of those actual guests joining us on the now earlier. But tell us some of the local themes then that we'll be exploring in those films.
So, I mean, it's amazing because most of the local animators come from the University of Trinidad and Tobago animation program, of which I'm the lead. I'm the head of the animation department. And there are 3 films that we are showing that. One is about stick fighting. A wonderful animated short about not just it's called The Art of Stick Fighting, but it shows the story of the young man behind the whole wanting to do stick fighting but having to deal with social challenges. And that's a beautiful film by Brandon, a student of mine. Then there's one called Fight for Trinbago, which is using our local characters, Papa Boa and Mama Glow and all of that, to tell a story of how the environment is being affected and how the folklore characters came and saved the day. And then the other one is called Grain of Sands. That's we always open the festival with a student film. So this film is going to be opening with Yamina. That's today. And that's a beautiful film about futuristic, the globe on a futuristic level and how it impacts people and how it impacts lives.
Varied themes, but definitely all from Trinbago soil. We were talking before about the inclusion of Tobago because you always go to Tobago as well. This time around with the smaller numbers, did we have Tobago submissions that made the cut?
No. And as I said, it's been a very challenging year for everyone in the creative sector. And every year we go to Tobago, but we just couldn't do it this year.
So that sounds like opportunity. Next year for sure, Tobago's back in the fold.
Absolutely.
But we do have schools coming to the actual festival itself.
Yes.
That is on Friday, as you mentioned.
That is on Friday.
Any idea of how many schools thus far?
So far, we have about 16 to 18 schools registered. We had one school registered 100 students. So, we just
the numbers are incredible.
See how it goes.
Now, let's expand on that rerouting our stories because we do need to be rooted so that we can flourish.
Yes.
How do we explore that specifically in the world of animation when there's so much innovation and change, but continue to, stay rooted?
Yes, so that's a really important question, and it's the crux of what we're doing. So today, Bruno Zarka, I think he'll be coming on Friday, is working with a project with us here in Trinidad that we are launching on Thursday. And it's a project that is looking at cricket, animation, and how cricket in a futuristic sense can be an amazing story. And that project is called Champions of the Galaxy, and our ambassador for that is Mr. Dwayne Bravo himself.
As it should be.
Which is why it's called Champions, right?
Of course.
But something like that, you have to look at how it will impact society. That will employ probably about 100 young people. We're working with a studio in India, so there will be cross-country training.
Right.
There will be we do have international executive producers, which is Bruno, who will be here on Friday. So it's a whole package that will show the powers that be that this is not simple. This is a money-making thing, an empowering thing for young people, and it will be telling our stories with our voices from our artists.
Fantastic. A little ecosystem in this one story that will definitely exemplify exactly why Anime Carib is necessary.
Yes.
I will congratulate you again because 24 years is no easy feat, and 24 years and continuing is what you're doing.
Yes.
So we will be rooting for you to reroute our stories.
Thank you.
Now, if you wanted to participate or become a part of it, apart from going to IMAX, even getting those tickets, how can we connect?
So today is the opening. That is only via registration. I don't think we have much more room left, so that's kind of out, but definitely tomorrow at IMAX, limited seatings, Gemstone Cinema, but Friday is the big day. That's where all the schools come, and it is 3 floors of IMAX Cinema. 3 floors. So students can come and go to the different floors, see viewings. There's an expo, there's digital booths, there's coded arts, gaming, there is Anime Carib House Animation Studio, Junan Alkins and her whole thing. I mean, it'll be an amazing thing to bring students, but also family and the general public. It's free of charge.
and it's going to continue for hopefully another 24.
I hope so, but somebody else needs to be sitting here, not me, right?
Right, because we want to make sure that we continue looking at our next generation.
Pass it on, yes.
So we appreciate you for doing the work.
Thank you.
And we appreciate and continue to support as TTT will be continuing to have the conversations as the festival continues and beyond. And of course, that means that you can stay tuned for even more information on how you could be a part of the 24th anniversary celebrations that are happening for Anime Carib this year around. Guys, we've got even more things to add to your calendar and even more people that are doing the work. So stay tuned. The Now Morning Show will return after these messages.